if that happens for me, that's going to be a buying opportunity. All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about HIVE Blockchain, stock ticker HIVE. HIVE is a Bitcoin and Ethereum miner. They put out their July operational update, but also, in addition to that, they have an event that is going to affect their business in a pretty major way, and we think that that event is coming up in September. So, of course, I'm talking about the Ethereum merge. So I'd like to go through HIVE's operational report for July, take a look at what I think this is going to do to their stock in the short term, and then the long term as well. We talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners all the time on this channel, so if that is content that you're interested in, or if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody could please smash the like button, it really helps a lot, so I appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments and all the likes. It really helps the channel a lot. So let's get into HIVE and talk about what's coming. All right, the first thing is we're early in the trading day today, and HIVE is down about 6.5%. So they're trading at $5.11. They did get as low as $5 earlier today, so there's a lot of trading left. We'll see what happens today. But the reason I want to point this out is they are deeply red on a day where almost all the other Bitcoin miners at the moment are green and having good days. So my question is today the day that investors are starting to panic about what the effects of the merge are going to be on HIVE blockchain? Is this going to start affecting them next month or at some point in the future? But it is starting to seem imminent that this merge is going to happen and that Ethereum is going to move to proof of stake. So that's the whole point of this. When the merge happens and Ethereum moves to proof of stake, there will be no more Ethereum mining. So like I said, about 30% of the revenue for HIVE comes from mining Ethereum. So they have a lot of machines dedicated to doing that. So what they're going to have to do is most likely mine something else with those machines. So they said they have several contingencies for this, and I assume they'll talk more about this in next month's operational update. Right now, they have not done a deep dive on this because the merge has not happened yet, and it's been talked about for several years now at this point. So I think it's one of those things they're not going to obsess on a monthly basis. They are just trying to maximize their profits right now on a month-to-month basis, which they've done a good job at, in my opinion. So let's take a quick look at their operational update. Okay, so HIVE Blockchain provides July 2022 production update. This was on August 5th, so this was a couple of weeks ago. All right, July 2022 production figures. HIVE is pleased to announce its July 2022 production figures and mining capacity. Okay, the first thing they do is their Bitcoin mining. So straight Bitcoin mining, they did 279.9, let's call it 280 Bitcoin mined in the month of July. So their Bitcoin mining exahash is 2.2, so they have 2.2 exahash actively mining Bitcoin. They mined about 280 Bitcoin on that. They're going to be one of two companies that has the Intel ASIC mining chips. They've already contracted out the production of the machines that those chips will go in. So you can see that they are switching their focus, and they've been talking about this for over 6 months now, that they're selling their Ethereum basically to provide cash to increase their Bitcoin mining operation. These machines have been highly profitable for them, but at some point it looks like they may have to switch what they're doing. So the question is going to become, at that point, for what is roughly, you're going to see 30% of their business, what is that going to turn into? So you'll see here 2,957 Ethereum produced, 5.77 terahash. I'm going to go down a little lower because they convert that to Bitcoin equivalent, which I think is more useful for the purposes of this conversation. The ETH that HIVE produced during the month of July, equated on a daily basis, is approximately equal to a monthly total of 185.2 Bitcoin. What are those machines going to do if and when Ethereum switches to proof of stake? So we know there's a lot of rumors flying around. There is no definitive answers to this yet. There have been several people talking about a hard fork where Ethereum will have a proof of stake, obviously, that will be the main Ethereum, and then maybe one or more hard forks where proof of work continues. So that is more difficult than it sounds, and that may very well happen. However, you need to get exchanges and stable coins and all those other things to get on board with that, so that the new token that would be created by the hard fork would be liquid and exchangeable. So there are some barriers to that. However, there is already a proof of work option for Ethereum. Ethereum Classic ETC is the original Ethereum. So They cannot use their GPUs to mine Bitcoin. They can't take that computing process and switch it over and mine Bitcoin because those computers are not compatible with Bitcoin mining. So they will have to look for another use. They've also talked about potentially getting into the high-speed computing business. So those machines would serve well there also. No matter which way you look at, if this merge occurs and if they go to proof of stake and if that happens next month, then this is a situation that's going to cause some turmoil for HIVE in the short term. So I just want to take a quick look at a slide from their most recent investor presentation. Okay, this slide talks about healthy balance sheets. So this is as of June 30th. So this is the quarter that just ended. They have about $91 million in current assets. They have about $29 million in current liabilities. So this company has a lot of liquidity. It's a very strong company from that standpoint. So this part of the equation really is not going to change when they move over to proof of stake, if that's what happens. And I keep saying if because we don't know until this actually happens and they have a successful merge. We don't know when or if. Now, yes, it seems to be very, very highly likely at this point, but it's not done until it's done. I think the uncertainty is going to grow in investors' minds. So again, I want to reiterate, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy this stock or sell this stock. I'm just telling you what's happening to this company. And in my opinion, and we're seeing it today, I think this company is going to start to underperform and lag the other Bitcoin miners for a short period of time. It may be a 30 to 60 to 90 day window. And, today may just be an anomaly and tomorrow, everything picks up back business as usual. But what is that 30% of their revenue going to turn into? Is that going to get cut in half? Is their revenue going to be reduced? Is their Bitcoin equivalent production going to be reduced? And if so, by how much? And how much is that going to change their profitability? What is going to happen to their growth trajectory? Now, they do have a lot of plans to continue to grow their Bitcoin mining. Okay, on this slide in their presentation, you'll see they say by December of 2022, HIVE is projected to hit 3.2 exahash of pure Bitcoin mining. And then they say 4.6 exahash of Bitcoin equivalent mining. And that is the one where that remains to be seen. If the merge has not happened by the end of the year and they are still mining Ethereum, which is possible, then this will be their equation. If not, this equation is going to change and they're going to have to give us their new math. So for me, I think there's a lot of uncertainty in the next short period of time for HIVE. So I do like this company. I am expecting a pullback. Let's take a look at the chart and see what's happening. So if we look at the chart, you'll see the first thing is they had a major correction for two reasons. Number one, Bitcoin had a very big crash basically in the middle of June. It went from around 29,000. It got down to as low as 17,500 and then settled in at around $20,000. So that was a big drop in Bitcoin. So obviously all the Bitcoin miners hit new lows, new 52-week lows anyway, during that period. And HIVE was no exception to that. So you'll see during this green arrow right here, this was a massive move to the downside. Another thing happened right in the middle of all that. They did a 1-to-5 reverse stock split. This was viewed extremely poorly by the marketplace. The marketplace, in my opinion, absolutely panicked when this happened. And some of these gaps down here actually happened before Bitcoin had its drop. This is all related to the reverse stock split. So there was a real knee-jerk panic to that move. And that's one of the things I feel like may happen again. As of August 15th, HIVE had run up about 165%. That sounds crazy, but there were 7 or 8 Bitcoin miners that had larger than a 100% move in that time period. Since then, everything has had a pullback, and HIVE is no exception. They're down about 30%, a little over 30% from their highs of about a week and a half ago. And that is fairly consistent with the rest of the Bitcoin miners. However, today you'll see they are an outlier and they're performing worse than the average miner. So what I'm looking at is this number right here. From where they're trading right now today, if investors were to have this panic moment and potentially if Bitcoin does fall, I feel like we could have another one of these type of events and revisit these lows. I'm not sure, in my personal opinion, and again, this is not financial advice. I don't know where the price of this stock is going, but I will tell you, when it got down to 280 post-split, in my opinion, that was a very panic low number. So to me, I think matching that is possible. I don't know how much lower than that it would go because, again, most of their business is still intact and this company has a strong balance sheet. So, but I am keeping a sharp eye out. I think there's a reasonable chance this could have a pullback anywhere from 20, 30, maybe even 45% over the next 30 to 45 days. If that happens for me, that's going to be a buying opportunity. So obviously, again, this is not financial advice. You guys have to decide how you feel about Hive. And you can see this has been a wild ride. They just, in the last 3 months, they have crashed and then recovered 165% up, and now they're pulling back. So please be careful. This one's very volatile, as are all the Bitcoin miners. So that's all I've got for you on Hive right now. We will definitely stay tuned for what's going to happen with the merge. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.